friends, Lissa here, and I am with Wendy again. We just decided to do a quick, well, it's not really quick, but
a really long
second video. We're just chatting about my story and some of her story, so we wanted to share that too in this video.
When did you go raw and why?
Okay, so I went raw in 2014, September 12th of 2014, but I knew about raw for 10 years before I actually went raw, because in 2004 I found like David Wolf and a couple other people when raw was very, very not popular. We have a little friend.
Yeah, he's in all my videos.
Yes, it's all good. It's all good. He's so sweet.
Hi.
So I discovered raw, but I never actually went raw until 2014, but I was always doing the higher fat version. So I would always fall off. Like, I would be craving a lot of food. I wasn't eating enough food because I was eating just basically all really high fat things.
Yes.
So I couldn't sustain it, and eventually one day I was eating like really, really horrible, and
horrible what?
Horrible.
Horrible pizza.
Well, the day before I went raw, I had a whole bag of Doritos chips for breakfast.
Oh.
And then I had candy and chocolate bars for snacks. And then I had fried chicken and potato wedges, like French fries with ranch dip for lunch.
Oh, the ones with monosodium glutamate and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. And then I had like a pasta dish with sausage and tomato sauce, but it was like just, I would put like a little bit of broccoli or asparagus. I can't remember what it was broccoli or asparagus, just for like the token vegetable, because I felt guilty that I didn't have vegetables all day. So I was like, well, I'll throw a little bit in dinner. Yeah, but you know, like most of my vegetables would rot in the fridge because you'd go to the store and you'd buy them and you'd be like, I'm gonna be all healthy, and then you never eat them, right? And then they rot in the fridge. But yeah,
it's good that you share that, because like I've not been like that.
Yeah.
Like my mom and dad were like vegetable, and I got that going. So I have a lot of clients I help with food and with naturopath and with healing, but they ask me questions I cannot answer from my own experience.
Your own experience, yeah.
So yes, I never ate for breakfast.
Yeah. I know. I had gotten to a point, like I worked at a health food store for 10 years, so I knew all of this information. I just didn't apply it.
Yeah.
Because I was in food addiction and I was eating a lot of junk food.
So what were you thinking?
Well, what happened was, about a year before I went raw, I did a ketosis style diet. So I was eating a lot of animal products, very little vegetables, and hardly any fruit. But I had given up coffee and energy drinks and that kind of thing. So I wasn't, like, I was eating clean, but I wasn't eating properly. So, and I was going to the gym a lot and trying to lose weight. And I lost about 20 pounds in the 2 months that I did that. But I had
20 pounds.
Low, yeah. Oh, probably
10 kilos.
7 no, maybe.
We gotta translate
it out. She's gonna figure it out for us. In those 2 months, so it was 15 or 20 pounds, which we'll find out. But I had no energy. My joints hurt so bad. Like.
I knew that.
9
kilos.
Joints
hurt bad.
Joints hurt so bad. Like, I couldn't do squats, and I actually had to be sent home from the gym because I had no energy to do my workout. And my trainer was like, what are you eating? And I said, well, you have my food journals. You see what I'm eating and you approve of what I'm eating. So she was like, well, I don't understand why you don't have any energy. And it's because I wasn't eating any carbs, and I was eating super high fat and lots of animal products.
So you were just eating meat and fat.
meat and fat, and just a little bit of vegetables with dinner. Yeah, very high protein. So I stopped that, like after I did the 2 months of the workouts, I stopped doing that, and I started binging on junk food. I was eating crisps and potato chips and fries and pastries of pasta and candy.
And what made you change?
Well, it was so after that, I went a whole year eating the junk, and I gained a lot of weight. I think my highest was 190 pounds. So she's gonna check to see what the highest
How many
was.
kilos
Yeah,
is
how many
190?
kilos was that? But that was my highest weight, and I woke up one day. I used to wake up 86 kilos. Okay,
So you weigh
I was
86 kilos.
86 kilos.
Oh, that's not far from mine. I weighed 74.
Oh, well, 86 is. You're much taller than me.
And I just had a baby.
And you just had a baby.
But still, I
Yeah.
felt like really big.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how it was for you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so what would happen was at night I would wake up at about 3 o'clock in the morning with heart palpitations, like my heart would be beating very, very, very quickly, and I would feel like I was having a heart attack every single night. So I started to hate sleeping, and my joints hurt. Like I had acne all over my face. Like it was really, really, really bad.
You know what
Lots
that
of
sounds
inflammation.
like? It sounds like the day after I got the vaccine shots.
Yeah,
It
interesting.
was exactly like, I don't have to tell that because
Yeah.
you're telling the
Yeah,
same
yeah, I'm telling
story.
the same story,
So it's
yeah.
just chemical stuff not going right in your body. It's like you're full of chemicals and toxins and it's going all over the place and
Yeah.
all over the
It was
place instead
really,
of
really
getting
bad.
out of there.
Yeah, and it was just floating around.
Yeah.
And it was coming out my skin. Like my skin was just so inflamed and full of, yeah, it was just really bad.
Acne.
Acne, yeah. And
Okay.
so what happened was I woke up one day and I thought, I need to be raw. Because I'd known about raw for the last like 10 years. I just never did it properly. So I started searching on YouTube. I watched Earthlings, Forks Over Knives, and Cowspiracy all in one day. And those were the 3 movies that made me vegan. Because I wasn't vegan before. Every time I would try raw, I was just raw. Like sometimes I would eat raw meat or raw eggs, but I wasn't raw vegan.
Oh,
back then.
cool.
Yeah.
So you're like me. Well, most people go vegan, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then after a while, they transition into
Yeah.
raw. I thought like raw has all the nutritional, like the photons from the
Yeah,
sun and
yeah.
the photons from the earth, and that's how you
Exactly,
think.
yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, exactly.
So that's how we think. So there are people who go raw first and then vegan.
Yeah. And so I would do that, and I was eating some raw animal products, but I never felt good. Like it wasn't how I don't know. I just couldn't do it anymore. But when I watched those 3 movies, I became vegan. So when I became vegan, I thought, well, if I'm going to be vegan, I might as well be raw vegan, right?
Yeah.
So
good idea.
I went raw overnight. I was immediately a raw vegan. The first day that I was raw, I really didn't eat a lot of stuff because I didn't have anything. Most of the vegetables that I had in my fridge were rotting, right?
So
And
what did you eat the first day?
the first day, I have my journals of what I ate, but I can't really totally remember. I do remember having some fruit, but most of the day I just drank water because I didn't have any foods. But I went and I cleaned out my fridge, I cleaned out my cabinets, I got rid of all of my animal products and my cooked foods and everything. I got rid of all of that. And then I went to the store and I bought some greens, and I made a nice green salad with a cashew dressing. So, and that was like my first
So
raw
you went
meal.
into detox right away?
You know what? Actually, I didn't have a lot of detox reactions. Like
No,
some people
because they
think.
were already coming out.
They were already coming out, yeah. But I think because I was eating so high fiber and so much hydration all at once, I think that really helped me for my body. And everyone's different. Everyone's going to have different healing reactions and different detox, but I really didn't go through a lot of that withdrawal. I did somewhat, but not too much. Like, you know, a couple headaches here, muscle joint pain, but it wasn't too much.
So
And,
what did you feel, the difference?
well, right away, my mood started improving because I used to be really angry and sort of depressed, and I hated myself too, right? I didn't like who I was, where I was in my life, and what I was doing. So, but right as soon as I started giving my body those healing foods, I immediately started loving myself more. So it was like the foods that were creating that self-love, and it was such a beautiful thing, and I was just so happy that I actually enjoyed myself
yeah.
more than, you know, when I was eating all the other stuff. Because before you would use the excuses, well, I love myself, so I deserve to eat this junk food. And that's what I felt.
I love
Yeah.
myself and
Yeah.
I deserve the best thriving
I know,
foods.
and that's how I think now. I
Yeah.
love myself, so I want to have this big, gigantic salad, you know?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's
but-
what I think now. But back in the day, you know, when I was eating junk food, I felt that I was doing, you know, I was
Yeah.
loving myself by letting myself have these foods, right?
But on the other hand, when you don't love yourself yet, or you
Yeah.
want to love yourself more, so changing the diet can help you
Yes.
get there,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, it
Yeah.
makes such a huge difference because it changes your mood and it changes how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't probably I kept doing it because I had more energy and I knew it was the right thing to do, but I really didn't start noticing dramatic change. Like, it was very slow. It was slow, 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 slow. And then all of a sudden I was like, my acne's going away. You know, it was about 4.5 months in, my acne started to go away, and then around the 7-month mark was kind of when my hormones were balanced.
Wow,
I
you
used to
did
have,
really quick on that.
yeah, I was very irregular from when I was about 13. Sometimes I would go 9 months without a period, but most of the time it was 2 to 3 or 4 months without having a cycle. But then once I started doing the raw, it was within about 7 months I was regular every month, and they were
Okay.
really light and no pain. So that was a huge
That's a
benefit
huge
too.
difference,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then my joints stopped hurting. I remember when I had to get something from underneath the bed in my photography studio, and I was dreading the thought of bending down to go under the bed to get this thing. And then I went under the bed to get it, and I didn't feel any joint pain. I was like, oh, the joint pain's gone. I was so happy and so excited. So that was around, the 7-month mark too. And then I had lost all 32 kilos, or 70 pounds, after about 14 months was when I hit my goal weight.
Wow, yeah,
And
so
I've-
a little bit over
Yeah,
a year.
a little bit over a year to
You-
lose all
you-
of the weight.
yeah.
But I never focused on the weight loss. Like, that wasn't a goal. My whole goal was to stop waking up in the middle of the night with the heart attack.
Well, I
Yeah.
totally get you there, because that
Yeah.
was like one of the issues that I had
That
to
you
solve.
had, yeah.
Yes, and exactly. I didn't have acne, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did have like really dry skin, and that would crack and would be really sore.
Yeah.
But also like in the middle of the night, just feeling. I call it dehydration, because I think that
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
acids are in your joints, and everything hurts, and your muscle hurts, and movement hurts.
And just like moving, it was like,
and you
ah.
wake up and you feel this heart, and I don't know if you had it, but I felt also like some way of scared or stressed.
Yes,
like
anxiety.
something's wrong. Something's
gonna
wrong.
happen. Yeah, anxiety. Yeah. Definitely had a lot of
And,
anxiety.
But for me, when I went fluid first, so 3 weeks of soups, smoothies. I didn't have a juicer then.
Yeah.
And after that, you're going to do the build up, right? You have to build up after detox, apparently. And
Yeah.
that means like incorporating cooked food again. But
Okay.
it didn't work for me. So when after that build up week, I thought, this is not. Why am I eating this? This is not working.
Yeah.
and then Keon clicked on the video of an eye was saying,
Right,
like,
yeah.
oh, if you eat raw foods, you're gonna clean out your body. And you get rid of all these major issues, and I think like major issues like diabetes and cancer, and I think, well, if that's gonna work, it's gonna work for my heart palpitations and for
Yeah.
menstruation pain, and for dry skin, and well, in my case, my bones were too loose, so
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
I was hyper flexible, like so hyper
Interesting.
flexible that I couldn't even go up the stairs only one time a day.
Wow.
So, but what you say really relates to my story as well, because, like, think also 3 months in,
Yeah.
3 months in, like the cycle got better, no pain, like no muscle pain, no joint pain.
I know,
like,
it's so amazing, and it's
like, yeah, we really recommend it, right?
yeah, oh yeah. And I don't see myself going back to cooked food anytime soon. The only things that I still keep in my diet that some people say aren't raw is like cashews. I have a little tiny bit of maple syrup here and there, and maybe coconut aminos, but otherwise,
Well, it's
everything's
okay
right.
for you,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
It's
Some
okay.
people,
It's a journey. Everybody
journey.
makes their own choices, and yeah, sometimes I think that even some cooked foods like aren't that bad compared to other raw foods like raw
Yeah.
meat.
raw meat, I know, right?
Or
like,
if you eat like a whole bag of cashews, that could really stop digestion.
Yeah, because
so
I-
I mean, better have like one broccoli that is like steamed.
Yeah, then a whole bag of cashews.
Yeah, then a whole bag of cashews.
Yeah,
so.
and it really depends on how, like, because I mean, steamed broccoli isn't the end of the world. It's not going to hurt you.
Well,
it's just not as thrival.
Don't do it just after juice fast because really
you know.
And the same goes for kale. Don't eat kale right after juice fast. That hurts.
You have to go slow. Do fruit. You know.
Yeah, just go for the
your
fruits,
way up into
and
the
then
vegetables.
if you want to do this as a lifestyle, just play with it. And, yeah, so that's what you did.
Yeah, and I found out what works for me, and you know, everyone's going to be different. Some people like to have higher fruit, some people like to eat higher vegetables, and it really just depends on your taste and what you're going to stick to. I would rather people eat all fruit if that's what they want, right? Or all salads if that's what they want. If it keeps you raw, then go for it.
And happy.
Yeah, because we want you to be happy. If you don't like fruit, then eat more vegetables. If you don't like vegetables, then eat more fruit.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to keep a balance, but you should have some of both, right? You want to have some greens here, and you know. And
yes, well, I always say, like, you have to keep balance, but also a variety.
Variety is
so,
very important.
Okay, monomealing is good. Like, there's 3 months of watermelon. Great. I mean, I did that.
Yeah.
It's good for detox, but you need to rebuild your body as well. And if you want to work out and sport, or you have 5 children, or you're pregnant and you have 5 children, then you might want to like choose.
Yeah,
Choose
more variety.
some of the other choices and really use the build up. And you know, if you feel like you need more minerals, like go and get yourself a green juice or.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there are different ways to do it, and I mean, that's why I wrote the book, was to have people. Give people like options to eat more vegetables or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And especially if you're not fully raw yet, then just including more plant-based into your lifestyle and working your way at, I like to say, to crowd out the bad food. Crowd out. Yeah, you make, like, if you have your plate of food, if you have most of it a big salad, then there's not a lot of room for the other stuff, right? So you want to crowd it out, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that people can do, is like eat more plant food and less of the other stuff until you eventually get rid of it out of your diet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You want to sustain this, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I've been, like I said, 4 years raw, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I'm just feeling better and better every time, every year. It's nicer, and I'm like, I don't know why I would ever want to go back.
You have a family?
No, I don't have any kids.
Husband, parents?
Future husband. I have a future husband.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, Raw Natty Nate. He's, I'm going to be moving to the United States to be with him, and he's got 2 kids, and they're both vegan. Nathan's mom is vegan, raw vegan as well. Him and his mom are both raw vegans, so it's really nice that way, because you know, we prepare food together, and you know, his kids will eat the raw food too, which is really nice. And it's really nice to be part of a family that is so open to these concepts. It's it's
good.
just
so he's not
fulfilling.
Raw yet.
Who, Nathan?
Yeah,
he's raw.
He's raw.
Yeah,
okay,
he's raw. He's raw, just like me, because he bought my book and he became raw my way. So, so you know, like all of the recipes, the recipes that I love, he loves. So it's so much nicer. And actually, he made me one of my recipes. He made me a salad with one of my recipes, and it was just like, thank you. It was so awesome too.
Yeah, I have friends who do that. Like, which one do you want?
Yeah, tell me which one you want me to make.
Okay, send a few over. Which one do you like? Like, just
make any one of those and I'll be good.
I mean, I'm good with mango, you know. You can just give me mango. I'm okay. But then they come and they make all this stuff. And you're like, I feel so spoiled.
Right? I know. I love it when people take that, you know, step, you know, to make you happy when
you feel welcome, and it's not like they're pushing you to eat meat around the family.
But also it's nice for them because they get to enjoy the raw food as well, so they get to see, you know, how good it is, because it's actually really good.
Yeah, and I like it that you share it and you can talk about it, and you know, and there's flavor for everyone.
Exactly.
So
yeah, totally. So that's my story.
Cool.
Yeah, and I hope to be raw vegan for the rest of my life. And coming to these festivals and chatting with you fine people.
Yeah, I love chatting with you.
I love it. Yeah,
it's good to hear your story.
Thank you.
Yes, I think it'll be really valuable.
Perfect. Yeah, well, I hope it helps somebody on your channel.
Yeah.
even
it will help. It will help people on my channel. I know. I'm
Oh,
for sure.
perfect.
I'm sure.
Good.
I've got some people I know. They're watching right now, guys. I know you guys are watching for the
Yes.
recipes. They're like dressings, Wendy.
Dressings. Oh my
Give me the dressings.
Yeah, well, I can here. Okay, so this is one that I had the Greek dressing.
The Greek dressing.
Greek.
Does it also go
Classic
on
Greek.
YouTube? The Greek dressing.
The Greek dressing, I don't think it's on YouTube, but I have the recipe on my Instagram. But if you guys want a free recipe, it's 3 medjool dates, 1 large lemon juiced, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 2 cloves of garlic, or more garlic if you want more garlic, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of dried oregano or fresh oregano, and a little bit of salt and pepper to taste only if you want it. You blend that with a little bit of water, and then you can add a little bit of oregano to the top of it and make your Greek salad with like tomatoes, cucumbers, romaine lettuce, and red onions. And you've got yourself
yeah,
a
so
nice...
romaine. We don't have romaine.
You don't have romaine?
No.
I
don't think they have romaine in Greece.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. It's funny that it's a Greek salad and it's made
Yeah,
of romaine.
so it's just
Hello.
it's they
What
have
would you guys use?
it's lettuce. We have like 12 different kinds, but
Okay.
romaine is very rare.
Really?
Yes.
I eat romaine like 2 times a day.
Yeah, we had
But
it
it's-
yesterday evening.
Yeah.
So, but any kind of like
Any
we
kind
would
of
use
lettuce is
iceberg.
fine. Yeah.
I think a lot.
Iceberg would
Yeah.
work totally good. Yeah. You need
because it's crispy.
crispy and watery. Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
what you need
yeah,
for the
yeah.
Greek salad to be.
Yeah,
We're Greek
I
salad.
think like Dutch people like
Yes.
Greek salad.
So there's just
Okay.
a quick recipe that you guys
Yeah.
can use. So yeah. Thank you, Wendy, so much for doing this video. Look, her little guy. Say hi. If you guys really like this little chat video, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can find me on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, on Instagram at Raw Food Romance, and on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. And you can find Wendy
At Healthy by Wendy on YouTube or on Facebook, also Healthy by Wendy, and on Instagram you just gotta get healthy dash
underscore.
yeah underscore
Healthy by
underscore Wendy.
It's right here, guys, if you need it. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Again, we're just at the UK Fruit Fest and it's about to start. We just wanted to do these quick little videos before everyone arrives and we get distracted by more amazing souls. So again, hope you guys enjoyed it, and until the next one.
Bye.
Fruit on!